It seems the United States is preparing for war with Iran. So, as many of you may know, the United States and Iran were going through nuclear negotiations about Iran's alleged nuclear program, and today it was just announced that the United States is pulling embassy staff out of countries like Kuwait, Bahrain, and Iraq. In my opinion, these are the exact kind of countries that would directly or indirectly be involved in any kind of war with Iran. Iraq might, for instance, ally with Iran because its population is quite sympathetic to that country. And Kuwait and Bahrain, these are allies of the United States. The United States has a big military presence in both of these countries, and these are the kind of countries that Iran would probably attack with missiles, for instance. And I want to make it clear that pulling embassy staff out of a country is not something that's typically done. You do this sometimes during natural disasters, for instance, which is not occurring in any of these countries. Civil war, for instance, which is not occurring in any of these countries. And the final case is when there's a conventional war or preparation for it. So unless Trump is bluffing, it really does seem that there is going to be a war with Iran. If he was just bluffing, this would be one of the silliest and stupidest bluffs ever. But it's Trump, so we'll have to wait and see. But I also want to make some notes regarding why a war with Iran would be a disaster, because the mainstream media often depicts Iran as this country that is backwards and unable to fight. But Iran is quite successful at fighting. We saw, for instance, Iran during what's called Operation True Promise. This was Iran's response to Israel. They were actually able to target military bases in that country and hit it pretty hard. Israel, of course, is one of the most militarized countries in the world right now, and even then Iran was actually able to send missiles and hit Israel roughly a year ago at this point. And the other thing you also need to know, so Iran again is a lot stronger than expect. If there was a war with Iran, there'd be a couple things that would happen. First of all, it'd be a disaster for the United States. The war in Iraq was already a disaster for the United States. Iran is a lot bigger geographically and in terms of population, and is highly mountainous. Fighting a conventional war with Iran would almost be impossible to win, actually. The second thing you're also going to have to understand is that Iran is, there's the Persian Gulf right there. That's where the majority of the world's oil actually passes through. If there was to be a war with Iran, then the price of oil would skyrocket. You could actually maybe even see the price of oil doubling over a short time period. And finally and ultimately, this would only damage the United States' image worldwide. These wars are incredibly unpopular, and it actually does erode trust as well as the alliances the United States maintains across the world. So war with Iran would be a disaster. I do think this is what's going to happen. We'll see if Trump is bluffing or not, but stay tuned and check out my other videos. I really appreciate it. Cheers.